It's the 14th day of 2022 and SportsMax's coverage of Easter Schoolboy Football continues. This is the semi-finals of the Walker Cup. 2 matches on the schedule. The first one on your screen, Mona High versus the boys from Hanover Street, Kingston Technical. We are live from the Stadium East Field in St. Andrew, Jamaica. The temperature stands at 30 degrees Celsius right now, a hot day here in St. Andrew, and humidity is at 57%. Good afternoon to all of our viewers on SportsMax, the SportsMax app, CEEN TV, and on CVM here in Jamaica. My name is Gerard Morris-Sealy, and I'm working alone today. No Codian with me, but I know that she's still working. Of course, we want to say welcome to the Stadium East Field here in St. Andrew, where the Walker Cup semi-final. First up, Mona versus Kingston Technical, a game which is one to look forward to. Of course, Kingston Technical, they have 2 titles to their name. Mona yet to get one. Of course, they will want to win this game and move on to the final, so that they can have a schoolboy football title to their names and in their cabinets, one that they can look at. Of course, you know, we are bringing all the action here for you today, and we have 4 teams, a doubleheader on the cards today. So let's go and see all the 4 teams with our commentators, Donald Oliver and Dwight Jeremiah.
Mona really started off very well, and I tell you what, it was a little bit difficult to see them come out of the competition based on how they started and the promise that they had. And I'm talking about the Manny Cup competition, but of course they'd want to do well now in the Walker Cup. Yeah, a team that fears no one, a very high press team, likes to keep possession, and they're very confident because, as they say, they mirror their coach, who is a very, very confident man, and certainly his team really feeding off him. I expect them to give a good show today. Yeah, another one of the teams that we saw that started really well in the Manny Cup, Kingston Technical, but they actually faded away in the end, which was a little bit disappointed. One of their star players, I think he's really one for the future, is Maquan Aldridge, and you're going to be seeing him today further up front. But again, Kingston Technical, a pretty young squad. Most of them will be back next season, but they wanted to go far in the Manny Cup this season. Yeah, I think it's a good experience for them coming back next season, also realizing that it's a long race and it's not about just how you start, but you have to peak at the right time, and maybe their preparation was such that they came into it very high and they fade away. As a matter of fact, it was a real sudden fall, so much so that they didn't win a single game in that quarterfinal round. Yep, eager to see Kingston Technical perform well in the Walker Cup here. Excelsior, of course, is the next team that we're looking at, and again, we know the story of the teams that were disqualified, so they actually went through to the quarterfinal round of the Manning Cup via the boardroom. But they actually played well, I thought, in a few of the matches in that first round. It's a team of quality here. Yeah, they were really in a tough group, and initially, before that boardroom decision, felt they weren't going to make it, and it would have been a very good team not to have made it. Some would feel that they would have been a good third-place team. But yeah, saw them against Camperdown, and they were really, really good on the day. So on their day, I think they're a very, very good team, very good unit, and I expect them to really give a lot of problems to this Mona team today. Of course, St. Catherine High, the champions of the Walker Cup. Of course, they probably didn't want to be in this competition because their focus would have been on the Manny Cup, but they are the defending champions and they'd want to do well. A very stubborn team when they play against the opposition. They like the possession-based football as well, and they'd want to do well and defend their title. Yeah, when the main course is off the menu, then you certainly will take whatever comes in terms of silverware, and the fact that they're the champions, or defending champions, for sure they will definitely want to do well and defend this title. All right, it's back to Gerard.
Yeah, thanks Dwight and Donald. Of course, 4 teams here in the semi-finals. Mona High on your screen. Well, it's me on your screen now. Yeah, but of course, you know, our second game of this doubleheader, Excelsior High taking on St. Catherine, the defending champions. This is a repeat of the 2019 finals. Let's take a look now at how that went.
Goals in what you could consider a thrilling final. Excelsior got us going. The corner kick not handled well by the goalkeeper, and Javon Smith turning it home for his 10th goal of the season. 1-0 at that stage. But St. Catherine would respond, and they would respond in a most emphatic manner. This one falling for Rajneil Brown, the former national under-15 player, showing his skill to get away from his defender, finding Kamayu Davis, who had a sublime turn and a beautiful finish to make it 1-1. That was in the 36th minute as Davis produced his 4th goal of the season. 3 minutes later, Dunkley with the free kick, the defense falling asleep, and Dasani Brown from close range turning it home for what was then his 18th goal of the season and his 3rd in the Walker Cup. 2-1 to St. Catherine. And they weren't quite done yet, because a 1-0 deficit had quickly turned into a 3-1 advantage. Rajneil Brown again, this one falling favorably for Asani Brown, his 2nd of the contest. 3-1, it looked done. Then a moment of madness from the St. Catherine captain, Ian Cupey. What should have been a comfortable clearance or leave for his goalkeeper turned into a penalty, and Javon Smith, the Excelsior number 11, converted with his 11th goal of the season. 3-2 it was in favour of St. Catherine, and that's how it ended.
Our Digital Better Together feature, what a feature that was. Looking back on 2019, that final between Excelsior High and St. Catherine High, St. Catherine coming out as winners. Of course, we have to see how they perform here today. Of course, it will be like 2019. The ambience not so much, but the action on the field is just as good. We take a break now, and when we come back, more action here from Stadium East. in the making in the final of the Easter Champions Cup. That will be on SportsMax 2 and in the SportsMax app on SportsMax Plus tomorrow. Clarendon College coming up against Dental Technical. You don't want to miss that one. That game will be at 3 p.m., 4 p.m. in the Eastern Caribbean. Welcome back to the Stadium Eastfield here in Jamaica, St. Andrew to be precise. Of course, you know, we are in the semi-finals of the Walker Cup. Let's look at the brackets and see which teams are playing here today. Yeah, so that's how it is set up. Mona High, they take on Kingston Technical in a few short moments here, and then a repeat of the 2019 final. The defending champion St. Catherine, they come up against Excelsior High in a game that is one for the ages. Let's look at how these teams got here, starting with Mona High and Kingston Technical. We go back upstairs to our commentary team.
So obviously it's not a success story because both of these teams would have been eliminated from the Manning Cup. But again, both teams were pretty sturdy. Mona in particular, as we mentioned before, a team that really impressed in the early stages of the Manning Cup, but in the quarterfinal round they had their struggles against the likes of Jamaica College, although that match was pretty close, and they got the better of St. Catherine High by 2-0, as well as the 1-1 draw with St. Andrew Technical. So right up there in most of their matches.
Yeah, so a fairly decent showing in that quarterfinal round, and finishing third in the group, 5 points behind Jamaica College, who went on along with Stets, but they're in the same points and just missed out on goal difference for that semi-final spot as well. So yeah, it's a second tier competition, they'll say, but they'll take it.
What's interesting about Kingston Technical is that based on their performance in the first round, a lot of individuals thought, you know what, they're making it to the semis. Not so. And with a star like Maquan Aldrich, who you're seeing right now, there was every indication that they would get by the group, but they went down to Charles Smith, which was a bit of a surprise in their final game. They lost 3-0 to Kingston College. We didn't expect that margin, and they went down 3-1 to Excelsior as well. So a really disappointing performance.
Yeah, it's really, when you look at it, it's really a sudden fall off from them, and they finished at the bottom of the group on no points. And you look at that, and yet still they're in a position to yet take home a trophy, because if they can do well here, find back their early season form, and get past this Mona team, then they'll be into a final, having not gathered a point in the quarterfinal round. So still a season that can be salvaged by them.
Of course, Mona, they have been around for 42 years, but really they have been trying to make a claim for themselves the last couple of years. Their colours red and cream, a population of over 1,400, and of course they are seeking their first Walk Cup crown. To learn, to love, to serve, that's their motto, and they'll be hoping to put in a real good shift to today in this Walk Up semi-final. Let's hear now from Craig Butler.
I think our chances are very good. We're prepared well for the whole season. We're playing a good system, and we're doing the best that we can. This is the furthest the school has ever reached, and we'd love to do it for the school and for our fans and all our family.
Almost 4 weeks since the boys played their last game. What have you really done to ensure that they're prepared?
Well, we continue to train every day. We've been training every day for the last year, so we're confident that we won't be because of lack of training. Discipline is important, and focus, and without discipline you can't go anywhere. So we'll see how it plays out today.
Your opponents, Kingston Technical, what do you know about them?
Nothing. It's not important for me to know about my opponents. It's important for me to know about my players, and I believe in my players.
Yeah, so what style of football can we expect from Mona High today?
Well, the style that we've played all season. We just want to make sure that we finish the chances. I think we've created the most chances in the Manning Cup this year. Very attacking style football, which is what we need to do to play as a nation. So we're just using the Manning Cup as a means by which we can give an example of how our system works.
Robinho Gordon wears the number 13 for Mona High. He's one of the players to watch. He has 5 goals to his name so far, and usually plays at the back, but I think in the latter part of the season he's been asked to play further up and in almost a wing-back role, Robina Gordon. So much expected of him.
Yeah, a right-sided midfielder, so to speak. He's really come alive this season, and his age should suggest now that it's a learning process for him, and the best of him is yet to come, because he has more seasons to come, 2 more seasons at this level.
Yep, a lot expected of him. Kingston Technical is the oldest technical school in the island, actually. They've been around forever, actually, and from the 1800s, in fact. And I tell you what, they will be hoping to stick by their motto of training and character, and they've been doing a lot of training the past few weeks as they prepare for the Walker Cup. Of course, a population of 1,200, the team clad in black and gold. Let's now hear from their head coach, Sean Charlton.
Well, we need to work hard, play discipline, so remain focused and know why we are on the pitch today.
It has been quite some time since the boys last played their game. What have you done to prepare them for today's game?
Well, we have been in training, working on the mental aspect of things, and we have been working on the physical aspect and also the spiritual aspect of things. So we expect for them to come out today and give a good showing of themselves.
What do you know about Mona High?
What I know about Mona, I know that they're very physical, they're very aggressive. We just have to do what we come out here to do and exercise what we have taught to do and just follow the instructions.
Well, your attack has been quite phenomenal during this season so far. What do you need to do to keep up that style of play?
Well, to keep up our style of play, we just have to just work with the instruction that has been given from in the training room and what will be given on the sideline, and we just have to just go out and just let our attack speak for itself.
Coming off a string of loses, of course you will want to get your boys ready in the frame of mind. What do you think about that?
Well, for the frame of mind, based on the fact that we're coming off a string of loses, we see the loss as a lesson, and we just have to take the lesson as constructive as possible and just to move forward within the game today.
And no surprise that our player to watch is Maquan Aldridge. He's a really, really impressive youngster, and just 17 years old. The world really is his oyster. 8 assists to his name so far. Usually plays in the middle of the park, but he's actually going to be deployed in a front 2, and I'm really interested to see how it's going to work today.
Probably he'll go as a supporting striker, because as a player who has an eye for a pass and really looks to be the creator, you feel he'll just play a little bit deeper just behind the other attacking force that they have up front, and try to provide more assists and add to that number of 8. But certainly a lovely player to watch, and one we expect will try and put his stamp on this game for sure.
Yep, Kingston Technical, of course, champions of 1981 as well as champions of 1962 in the Walker Cup. They'll be hoping to impress and go for yet another title. It's back to Gerard.
Yeah, so that is how it is set up. Kingston Technical, they take on Mona High. They, as the Jamaicans say, this match will be hot like a Shabba Mother pot, and you don't want to miss it, of course. We take a break now. When we come back, action from the Stadium Eastfield in Jamaica.
welcome back to the National Stadium East Field as it's semi-finals day in the Walk Cup and the first of this doubleheader, Mona High against Kingston Technical. It's a little bit overcast here. The sun has left us for the moment, but it's still a little bit warm, and both teams are anticipating a keen tussle. And of course, as I said, 2 semi-finals on today. A little bit later on, it's a repeat of the 2019 Walker Cup final, Excelsior against St. Catherine. But right now, all eyes are on Mona and Kingston Technical, as all 4 teams are seeking to right the wrongs of the Manning Cup and come away still with a trophy in their hands. Stadium East Field has seen a lot of action during the course of this season, and we're just a couple of weeks away from the end of a wonderful schoolboy football season, and these 2 teams will be hoping to cap it off, and they would need a victory today in order to make it through to a cup final. And this is a season that will see all the finals showcasing different teams, and as far as the spread of football is concerned, it really is a good thing for the schools in Jamaica. That's what they're going to be playing for, the Walker Cup. Such a wonderful trophy to look at, to hold, to lift. And we are just about ready for the action. Wherever you're watching all over the world, thank you so much for joining our coverage here on the Home of Champions on CVM Television, of course on our social media pages, as well as on our SportsMax app, courtesy of SportsMax Plus, which is free of cost on the app. My name is Donald Oliver. With me is Dwight Jeremiah. What are your thoughts on this matchup, Dwight?
I'm expecting these 2 teams to be very enthused about the opportunity to lift the trophy, especially Kingston Technical, who really tapered off and really didn't get a point in the quarter-final round. For certain, they will be hoping that they can get their hands on a trophy. And as Donald pointed out, lots of games played here at Stadium East Field, but looking in good condition, the surface. And we'll wait to see how the ball rolls on it. But these players, I'm pretty sure, will be happy to be parading their skills on this decent surface.
That's the prize. That's the aim. On the back of disappointment, it is now the appointment. The Walker Cup semi-finals on in earnest here at the National Stadium East Field. Kingston Technical on the left, Mona on the right as they make their way out to the middle. This is it. The Titans against a team that knows what it is to be about pride, Mona pride. And they'll be hoping to make their mark, and they're hoping that this will not be their last game this season, as they pose one more time for a photo before the toss. Kingston Technical going about the picture a little bit differently this afternoon, and Mona, as you were.
And you talk about how significant this competition can be or mean for teams. When you're a school like Mona that is yet to win a schoolboy football title, you're trying to create a culture. I mean, any title, any championship that you can bring to the institution goes a far way in establishing that culture.
Hakeem Bernard, of course, is the captain of this Mona team. Jaheim Bryan, the number 4 for Kingston Technical. Andrew Hayden will be in charge of this one. Alonzo Bennett and Damian Williams will be his assistants.
Yeah, man, enjoy yourself, you know, enjoy here. Enjoy. Alright, just bless it up, no bomb skilling.
Both teams urge to enjoy themselves, and this is how they'll start the proceedings here for Mona High in particular. Keem Bernard is in goal, a back three of Smith, Jones and Brown in the middle of the park, Gordon, Thomas, Whitfield and Graham, and up front Gordon, Hibbert and Kenelda Brown, always a dangerous customer, the number 7.
As we expect from this Mona team, very physical, but they do love to keep possession and press high.
For Kingston Technical, Karen Grant is in goal. They have a back four of Mattis, Bryan, Forbes and Lawrence. In the middle of the park, Bennett, Nelson, Smythe and Fowler. There's Maquan Aldridge, the number 8, who will be up front with 3 goals. It's going to be interesting to see him work alongside Tajay Midwinter, who also has 3 goals.
Expected to see if they show some character here. Kingston Technical, a lot of hype surrounding them, and they felt they would have done much better in the Manning Cup, but this is an opportunity to still win a trophy, so expecting them to try and find that form which they started the season with.
Well, Mona will have the kick-off in this first semi-final of the Walker Cup, and they'll be kicking